The NFL has voted for the adjusted playoff plan, according to Ian Rappaport.
So that means a neutral site?
If the scenarios fall into place, which is basically if Buffalo and Kansas City or Cincinnati, as they're involved. Now, Cincinnati's upset about this. Zac Taylor was asked about it today, and he's like, basically none of the scenarios benefit us. We're kind of getting screwed. But the NFL owners. So if there would have been a tie that would have gone to tiebreakers between the teams that meet for the AFC Championship, it will be played at a neutral site game.
Well, I understand Zac Taylor's feelings. I really do. And I've really liked Zac Taylor a lot during this whole process.
He's done everything right. Yep.
I think he showed a really human side during that game the other night.
Yep.
Walking across the McDermott, complimenting McDermott several times and everything. But at this point, I think you have to take the me out of it, the Bengals out of it, and think about the league as a whole. What is the best competitive situation, right? What is best for the league? What is the fairest thing? And none of it benefits them, but the fairest thing to do is what they've decided to do.
Well, I would just remember this. I think this Cincinnati Bengals team is the best team in the NFL right now. I've said that for over a month. I think you got to go back to last year. This team is better than last year's team. They opened up at home and they won against Oakland. And I thought it was really cool what Zac Taylor did after that game. He took a game ball to a local bar and said, this will not be our last playoff win.
That's right.
It was the first one in 30 years or whatever. But then they go on the road. They play number 1 Tennessee, number 1 seed. They win that game on the road. Thanks, Ryan Tannehill. Then they go to Arrowhead as double-digit dogs, and they beat Kansas City. So they were able to do it on the road last year. Joe Burrow is a quarterback. His game travels everywhere.
Yeah, it feels like this would be a team that could deal with a chip on their shoulder, right?
And there's no way that Kansas City was coming to Cincinnati, right? Like the playoff scenario.
I think there was a scenario where Kansas City and Cincinnati could have ended up tied.
Yeah.
So there was.
If Cincinnati would have
beaten
won
the Bills Monday night.
and then win this weekend, and then KC loses and Buffalo loses.
Cincinnati could have gotten the 1 seed, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
but the likely scenario is the Chiefs were going to win this final game.
It was going to be Chiefs or Bills,
and the Chiefs or Bills were going to be at home. So what this has done, I disagree with Zach, is you may be the hottest team right now, and the more likely scenario is you are going to be on the road at Kansas City or Buffalo that final game. Now you're going to be at a neutral site. So I disagree with him. I think that actually maybe benefits them.
Well, his argument is there was a rule for this in the rule book, and they have said, yeah, we're not going to use that rule. We're going to make this adjustment and vote
wow.
for it. Yeah.
What was the rule in the rule book?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but that's what their argument is that this was addressed in the rule book, that you just go to winning percentage. You don't worry about the fact
that's what I always thought.
Yeah, that it's actually discussed in events of a cancellation of a game, that you go to winning percentage. And they're like, hey, that was the rule that was written. Why are we rewriting the rule here in week 18?
Yeah.
And he said,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Knowing that now,
I
think that's what we should be doing. You should be going by what you have. That scenario probably involves some horrible circumstances, right? We got to,
you assume it's like a hurricane or something like that.
Or, there could be, a death of a teammate or a bus wreck that injures, a certain number of members of your team. You can't play that game. You can't make it up. So it's going to be whatever scenario it is, it's forced to cancellation. And you've thought about that whenever that rule was written, then why not go ahead and stick by that? Then stick by that. It probably was written way back in the day when there was a chance a team could fold in the middle of a season. You know what I mean?
Probably so, yeah.
It's no telling. I agree with you. The rule is there. Just roll by it. Now, if this was last year in the NFC, I'd feel a little bit different about this. So if my team was Buffalo, KC, or Cincinnati.
Yeah, but if last year with your Rams, if they had been not a chance to host at the end.
That would have been tough.
Then that would have been tough, yeah.